There's something oddly satisfying about taking a patch of dry, crusted soil, the kind that's gone pale, cracked, and forgotten, and watching it come alive again. Not with chemicals, not with backbreaking tilling, but with something so lazy and simple, you'll wonder why it isn't common knowledge: sticky cardboard layered with used tea grounds. Yes, the same tea grounds you toss out daily, and the cardboard that piles up from deliveries. But in combination, these two materials do something remarkable. They awaken the fungal web, draw earthworms from below, and create a breathable, dark layer of humus building magic where nothing could thrive before. And the best part, you barely need to lift a shovel. Alright, let's dig into how this trick works, why it's more than just a mulch, and how it can turn even dead, compacted soil into a thriving, living bed in just a few weeks. It's fascinating how this transformation happens. Now let's talk about why dead soil needs more than just water or compost. Soil that's truly dead, like powdery sand, sun-baked clay, or those neglected raised beds, has lost not just nutrients but life itself. The microbial activity is near zero, fungal hyphae are absent, and earthworms have long packed their bags. It's a tough situation for sure. You know, most solutions, like adding compost or watering more, just don't cut it. Water, it just runs off the surface, and compost, well, it sits on top and dries out. Seeds, they just refuse to sprout. It's frustrating, isn't it? So, what's missing here isn't just food, it's actually the foundation itself: moisture retention, fungal awakening, and, aeration. That's where this sticky cardboard trick really steps in, doing all three with just a single lazy layer. The power of tea grounds for fungal and microbial rebirth is honestly pretty impressive. Used tea grounds are more than just brown waste. They're a potent fungal food, high in carbon, lightly caffeinated, and slightly acidic, all of which promote the right kind of fungal growth. But when tea grounds are simply dumped on the soil, they tend to dry out, repel water, and cake on the surface. They need something to anchor them, to hold their moisture and keep them in contact with the soil below. That's where cardboard comes in, not just as a passive mulch but as a microbial incubator. When soaked and slightly decomposing, cardboard becomes a sponge-like biomat. Its cellulose layers absorb tea's nutrients while harboring moisture and encouraging fungal threads to colonize. Within just a few days, white threads of fungi begin to appear between the cardboard and the soil, nature's own signal that life is, returning underground. So here's how to build the sticky stack for maximum impact. Start with flattened cardboard. Make sure it's brown, untreated, and ideally corrugated. Next, soak it in water for a few hours, or, if it's really thick, just leave it overnight. You'll know it's ready when it starts to bend easily and feels, well, heavy with moisture. Meanwhile, you'll want to collect used tea leaves, whether they're loose or from bags. Just make sure they're not flavored or oily varieties. You want the plain stuff. Black, green, or herbal teas work best. Spread the tea grounds generously across one side of the soaked cardboard while it's still wet. Go ahead and press it in so it clings like a paste. Now flip this sticky layer face down directly onto the soil you're trying to revive. Ideally, you've scratched the soil surface a little just to create contact points. But hey, even if you haven't, those worms will find their way. So, you'll want to cover the cardboard lightly with a thin layer of aged compost straw or even just a sprinkle of garden soil. The main goal here is to keep it moist and shaded, Within about a week, something interesting really starts to happen. What happens underground is pretty amazing. Worms, fungi, and humus all get to work. The moment moisture returns, those dormant fungal spores, they reactivate. The tea grounds supply the sugars and acids that fungi just love. As fungi begin weaving their mycelial networks right through the cardboard, they break it down into a form that's digestible for microbes and worms alike. Earthworms, especially those drawn to fungi and decaying cellulose, begin to show up. They tunnel underneath and through the layer, feeding on the mix while loosening the soil with each pass. Encrusted soils, especially where cracking or compaction is an issue, this method forms a soft layer just beneath the surface that begins to hold moisture like a sponge. As fungi break down the cardboard and tea into humus-like material, roots are invited back in. Seedlings planted around the edges begin to benefit almost immediately. After 2 to 3 weeks, peel back a corner and look. You'll often find worm castings already forming in pockets under the cardboard, and that telltale earthy smell of living soil returning. Why this works even in harsh or sandy conditions. This method doesn't rely on tilling or fast-release fertilizer. It works because it mimics a natural decomposition layer, one where fungi lead the charge and worms follow. The cardboard slows down evaporation, buffers heat, and protects microbes as they get established. Tea leaves accelerate fungal colonization while adding tannins that suppress certain bad bacteria. The combination creates an ecosystem change, not just a soil amendment. In sandy or fast-draining soils, it creates a reservoir. In hard clay, it breaks the surface tension and lets air and water in. And because it's all biodegradable, you're not introducing anything artificial or disruptive. So, you're just giving nature the stage to do what it does best: rebuild. A lazy gardener's secret weapon. For gardeners who don't want to turn compost piles, who have too much cardboard, or who simply want to wake up neglected corners of their garden, this trick is gold. It's quiet, cheap, and honestly, invisible. No smell, no mess, no turning. And once it starts working, you'll want to use it in every bed, pathway, or container that's lost its spark. This isn't about quick fixes, it's about inviting deep regenerative change fueled by worms, fungi, and time. And all it takes is trash and tea. If you found this guide helpful, hit that subscribe button and share this with a fellow gardener who's tired of lifeless beds and dried-out soil. At Hydro Haven, we dig deep into lazy, proven methods that work with nature, not against it. More worm-friendly hacks are coming, so stay rooted, stay curious, and let the soil heal itself.